Morning, everybody. It's Shane Carlisle, 22nd of the 8th, 2022, 9 o'clock in the morning, Smart Money Trading. Just thought I'd jump through, do a little Monday morning chart up, see what's available. Let's jump through. Okay, so first on my list is Odd NZD. Now, I've already been on this one and had a markup. I'll just run you through what I've done. Obviously, this structure here has been broke. This structure here has been broke. So we are still in buy mode. In the daily, you would possibly be looking for somewhere here. So we're looking for a turnaround. Come down to the 4 hour. Okay. So it looks like it's starting to create lower highs, but it has just broke that. So we are still in buy mode. But it's not quite broke the previous high. If we've had a call, we could possibly see it turn around. So I'd like to see it break this structure line and then turn back round for a banker's candle up here. So I'm just waiting on what, buddy?
The man in there is a Tesla.
I'm just waiting on this line here to break, which it looks like it's trying to. We've got some nice big sell candles. There's a big sell there, which I'm guessing was at a banker's. Yeah.
That car's a Tesla.
So yeah, either a nice breaker structure now, or we'll be looking for a continuation, but we've still got to come down and get some IPA there. That's a little bit of IPA there. You know, so we could possibly see it down. That's a nice banker setup if it does break. We've got a little blue, big white. That's taking over that. So that's engulfing. It's created this structure down here from that point. So if we were to break now, I'm just doing this, buddy. See how it's created that structure now from the high. Now it's created that. If that was to break, I'd be looking for a position around here to ride it down to previous highs. But for now, I'm just waiting on a breaker structure for that. So odd. And what have we got? The GU. What's happening in the GU? Daily. That's the 4 daily. Now we're trending down, but we've had a signal to say it could possibly turn here. So we'll get back. We'll find the last daily, which is not far off. Last. Same again, just cover the bottom. Now I'm only looking for a reaction here. I won't be, you could set a position being in the extreme, but I only want a reaction from this point. Okay. You see how it's sort of created and then it's sort of slowed. Sort of creating the same sort of highs now. So it's sort of winding down as such, so it tag in, nice break. So if we go, it could come down straight away, or with it just breaking, it could come back up. But either way, we're at the very extreme of price action where we are now. So I'd possibly wait for a reaction down here. I mean, you could class that now. See how it broke there, came back, broke there, didn't come back. But did it break any form? It stayed within structure, came back to that point, popped out of the top, so he'd have lost that one because it took that in, some of that imbalance back as well. That's what you have to look for. If you've got a banker set with an IPA behind it, why wouldn't they go and eat some of that while they were there, if not all of it? But they didn't take it all because they knew that was up there, so it would have been pointless to push it to then, because they want to be down here. So they sort of just had a little nibble, came down. We collected some candle from here, rejected. Again, rejected. Now it looks like it's coming down here, like a rejection, but I'd like a rejection for a break. So I'd like to see that break there. And we have broke there. So you would be looking around here for the continuation. Put your fib on. So when it does, if it drops at the moment, it's still going. So it'd be hard to say where. I mean, if it did come and tag that, it'd leave that. But then I'm looking for a break. So at the moment, for the GU, I'm just waiting on to see what happens here. If I have a reaction here, a big reaction, I mean, you could, with it being in the extreme, if you wanted to, put a little 0.5%. You are in the daily, so you could possibly tighten that entry. If we go down to the 1 hour, possibly get that entry a little tighter. Hi, buddy. Where am I? Oh, no, I'm still going. Don't know.
Bring this to the hall.
Yeah. If it'll allow me to go that far back in the hour. So fine. I think that's it. Yeah, it won't let me go any further. But yeah, you could get a rejection off. See if we can get any tighter in the 4. It's pretty much daily in the 4 are pretty much the same. That candle there. I mean, you could, if you wanted to. It's pretty much there anyway. The 50% of the consolidation. But yeah, that's just a daily trade, which no, I don't. Has it been lower? No, see, it's a massive extreme, that really. Um, too far, it's not been down here previous once. So could be looking for a massive reaction off there. We've had London. So we've just had the breakout from London. Let's get down to the hour. You found it, good lad.
Right on the side again.
So that's my line. I'm waiting for it to break. And if this is where I'm looking for the rejection. I know it's set in the daily, so it's going to be quite a big position. 158 pip stop loss. I mean, even if you were to, I don't know, bring that down 50%. If you get your daily position and split it around the 50% of that candle, that's possibly what I'd do if I can't see it in the lower time frames. That's where the daily candle is. That's where.
You know how to work it.
Why do you end up on hers all the time? Weren't that the one that you watched that made you cry?
It was, but then ones don't make me cry. Because it's not your phone.
So yeah, I'm gonna
Your phone then.
wait for a reaction off there. So I'll possibly set an alert there. I mean, we've just had a reaction off here, but ultimately the daily's here. It's not quite broke that structure yet. But that is where I'm looking. That's for it to break the structure. That's the daily position. That's 50% of that daily move. There's IPA. That's the top structure. But it rebounded off, blasted up, rebounded, broke structure. Here, came back to the structure that it last produced. That's quite a handy little tip that I've just sort of thought of. If the structure before, why wouldn't it, after a blast off, come back to that structure? Yes, it might come back to this structure here, but if I've got an engulfing setup like that from the blast off, we've had the blast off there, touch on the structure, couldn't break it, coming back, you see how they're taking this IPA now. IPA's been taken back, so they've reacted, come back, couldn't quite make that IPA. Then the sellers took over again, pushed it and broke this, which gave that candle. And lo and behold, they came back. Let's have a look. Down to previous structure. If you'd have seen that break happen, set your position, cover your candle. Right now, if you're going down to previous structure, you're currently riding a 1 to 13. Just from seeing that blast, flag, IPA eating, tried to go for the continuation. Sellers took over, took the candle back here. I mean, you could have caught that one if your eyes are trained. That broke that initial candle there. See that? Came back to that candle, so you would have caught that. at probably a 1 to 5. That could be a candle. Previous lows. So you'd have got 1 to 5 just from seeing that break that banker's candle and jumping behind it. And then it did come back to the previous one and drop for a 1 to 13. So 18% gains over 6 days, nearly a week. Better than what the banks give you, though, isn't it? The banks give you 0.01, 12 months. And then just from identifying that break of structure, which broke that banker's candle, that one there, that give me that area, which give me that position. And then this one here broke that structure. See that? That broke that. That one broke that. And that one. No, where are we? Sorry. Yeah, you'd have got 2 positions off that. If you'd have had half a percent sat there, because it could have blasted and took that one. So you'd have probably had 0.5% sat there. And then a 1% there. Because that was the move that they really wanted. Yes, they broke down again. But ultimately they came back to get that for a 1 to 13 drop. This is where our risk to reward on the strategy shines through. You know, that's the 1 hour. 1 hour time frame, and you've caught nearly 18%. Now I'm looking for a rejection down here, possibly New York today. Like I won't be trading till
New York today.
I won't be trading till tomorrow once a few big moves have happened and the market's settled down from the weekend. Weekend start up. What have we got now? The G card. I think I've already marked G card up. Let's get out into the daily. Right, so we broke. I'd class that as the structure, but I've obviously gone down, so the structure's a bit lower, but we have broke it. So for me, what broke them, that structure there, that broke the structure there. That's the daily move we're looking for, because it broke the structure. So we were looking for a buy opportunity, but then it blasted through, following the continuation of the trend. Yes, it's slowing down. We've had this sharp drop. Now it's sort of slowing. It's came back on itself, but it's dropped again. So for me, we're still looking for sells. Is there anything down here at this sort of price here? This was back in 2010. Okay, so structure, broke structure. So that would be my area of interest. So I'm still sorry guys, still in sell mode until we react around that area. You can just push button here. So Okay. So we broke structure, and I'm looking for a possible turnaround here. So we drill down, get down into the 4. See how it's respecting under that structure line now. Everything's about structure, imbalance, and bankers candles. Look at that. See how it's respected that, and that was drawn from structure. Now it's gone under, creating lowers. So in the 4 hour, this move broke it. Okay. So we're down into the 1 hour. This was what broke the structure. So I'd be looking for the continuation of the move, because it was actually, it created structure, then broke the structure. Now it stayed under the structure. So me personally, I'd have a look back. So yeah, it was this one that broke it, and that one. So you've got 2 possible areas. You've got possible one coming out of that consolidation, logical areas, and I'd say that one. How big engulfing setup. It's touched. If you were to put the fib on that move, you'd have probably got that candle. That one's touched. But if you wanted to split the difference or drill down one more to find that better entry, but if they all sit pretty, like, there you go, look at that. Not been touched. Nowhere. But I would be looking here because how it's created structure underneath now. And I would be looking here. You've had the accumulation, the breakout. A lot of people would have been sat there. I mean, you would have caught a little retest, but ultimately it dropped through to come and create an imbalance there. But you are still looking for sells. So that would be, I mean, you could, if you wanted to, being very conservative, cover that little doji at the top. It's all quite tight. There's a little, that's took that IPA back. So there's no IPA sat behind that other than up there. That seems a very logical area to be applying a position. And even if you were to go just back to where the structure is of the previous structure, so if it's to come back up and then retest this structure, you're looking at a 7% growth. But then obviously you have these are the 15-minute position, and this is the hourly position, and then that's the daily position. So it all depending on what time frame you're trading, I would say, as to which sort of peak you're looking to profit from. I have people that are asking me over, just 1 minute, buddy, I'm just doing this. Asking me over higher time frames and stuff. Literally, it works in everyone. It's just dependent on how patient you are. Patience. I mean, you're not getting the tighter risk to reward, obviously, with the higher time frames because your candles are bigger. But you see, I'm just showing you how and the way I put my fib on, is from the move that happened. So that move broke that structure, which gave me that fib. So these are all very logical areas. What? Oh, are they? So it gives me that logical area, and then same again. That move broke that structure. Which gives me that as a logical 1 hour area. So you could even see, I did the same. I'm not looking for any different or random areas. I did the same thing, just in different time frames. Obviously, I turned the 1 hour up. You see the 1 hour candle here, but I've got a 15-minute entry on the 1 hour candle. That's for the internal. See how it's just turned down in the hour. Ultimately, it wants this down here. We've got a daily here. You're not going to make all that action to then just turn around here. You may as well have a little continuation and then drop. But there, it's probably, oh no, that sort of matches with that one. So that's sort of all the sort of structure line. Can you let me just put a, make it a bit bigger so you can see. Okay, so that's a candle there, but that's already been taken back there. See this candle here? That's been taken back there, and it's touched there again. So next point of play would be there, which is touched back there. Next point of play is where I am with the hour position. Obviously, you've got a big swing back to get to there for the continuation or the break. I thought it had broke there, carried on. Thought it had broke there, carried on. What's to say we don't think it's going to break here. Might get a nice little rejection off the 15-minute with it being just above this structure line from previous. There's quite a lot going on at this area, so it might find it a bit hard to push to there. So they might just push to there and then carry on. So yeah, that was quite a nice little explanation for you guys on the G card. I quite like the G card. It moves nice. But again, decisional areas, extreme. What we got next? The UJ. What's happening in the UJ? UJ. I have got it down here somewhere. UJ. Ooh, nice. So daily. Always check your daily. Oh wait, let me get rid of everything. We'll start again. So we've had a daily break.
Yes, I made a lollipop. I made a lollipop.
See, we had that break.
Daddy, look.
Came
I made
back.
a lollipop.
Yeah, nice.
I played a lollipop.
I just had another break. So fib on, because we created a high and a low. Oh, come on. There's no breaker structure. There's no trade. You can't imagine a breaker structure there. It has to break for anything in our strategy to be there. So we've had a daily break. We've not quite broke that low, which would be nice if it did. But for now, this was the move that broke it. That, don't forget, we're in the 4 hour. So go to the hour. I've got my daily fib on. Now I want my hourly move. The move that broke the structure in the hour. And that was the actual push that broke it, and they came back to that nicely. So we're looking for that now to break. As it broke there, came back, caught a little rejection. So I'd like to see hang on, what we got here. That moves. Roll and look at the size of that in the hour. It's a big engulfing candle, that. Let's have a look at that in the 15. Yeah, so don't think we've been back yet, have we? No. So having that sat behind, yes, we've just broke. But having that sat behind it, I'd be looking for flagged up, couldn't quite make it. Broke structure. I'd be looking for it to tag that in with it being just behind it. It wouldn't break any mad structure, but would carry the continuation on. See how that's broke that structure there. Not broke that, so we're still, I personally think that's going to continue. Yes, it's creating, but it's not creating higher highs yet. If it was to create higher highs, that would be coming off there, because that move there is what ultimately broke the move. Sat on IPA. That would be our move. There's that sat behind it. So if you wanted to, you could cover that with your stop loss. that would be where it would be. It has tagged it. So I'd cover both with that. That's in the fib zone of the push of that big daily move. So if we were to break the continuation, that would be my next logical area to be looking. Down to previous structure. And then obviously you got your daily move up at the top. Euro USD.
I saw a red button.
Euro USD. I got that out. Doesn't look like it. Euro USD. Okay, let's jump in there. Push this morning. What we're looking at. Let's get rid of all drawings. Daily. So for me, daily structure, bro. Continuation would be that candle. Possibly that one, sorry. That move ultimately broke it, but it's been touched. That broke it, so broke structure again. So we've got, main thing is to find what they're looking for. So give it quite an extreme price. Well, here we go. Just got it on the daily. So what broke it? That didn't break it. That broke it. Looking for rejection from there. Possibly there. That looks more promising. Can't see what structures here. Anyway, so just nearly touched. First one and had a rejection. Just at the IPA back, but carried on. So just waiting for a reaction around here. And I'd like to see that broke. So yeah. I'd like to see that break. For then. But for now, the continuation.
But how else is the continuation?
The continuation. Sorry, guys. Louis here. He likes to mimic me and copy me, don't you? You want to say hello, Louis?
I couldn't hear you.
To the previous break, you get a 1 to 4. If it's to continue, I personally think we're going to see a flip around here due to being in the extreme in the daily. But the USD is dropping with everything that's going off. So until we have the signal from the break, we'll carry on with the continuation of the sells. Because we want continuation. We want either this breaking or that breaking, preferably, before we look to flip. So for right now, that's some structure there. That move broke that structure. They've come back for the imbalance first. Now they're going to come back for the bank for then to carry on. We're sitting at a 1 to 10 if it comes back down to where it is now, to then carry on. If it came back down to get here, 1 to 14. But previous lows gives me a 1 to 10. Can I have my phone, please? Euro J, Euro US, Euro NZD. Do one more, guys, and then take my boy swimming. Right, so I'm in it. This is all a bit noisy, isn't it? Look at that. Ooh, these have been drawn on ages ago. What? Got that one. That finished on a 1 to 12. Let's get rid of drawings. Start again. Okay, daily. Daily. What's the overall picture? Down. Okay. We've not come back for that. Yeah. Okay, let's get a bit more depth on them so you can see they came back for that imbalance, rejected, came back for that imbalance, rejected, come back for that banker's candle, rejected, but we're heading down. So there's no imbalance to be taken here because they took all that back. That definitely lights up in my eyes, that position there. But we're looking for a continuation, so I'd like to see that break. Yes, it's broke that, and that broke that, but they've not come back completely for that. But I'd like to see that break before I look for anything here. So for now, if we go, that would be my logical area. Drop down. Okay, because that move broke that structure, which gave me that area there. Fast up before the down. It's that one, but that one's not been touched. But what you do, the move that broke your actual structure from the swing high. Or you try some, swing high, swing low. See how that gives me the 88. See how that touched the 50, 71. Just trying to, it's claimed all that back just before it went. See,
Aww.
but that's the logical area for me. If we go, see if we can get a little bit tighter in the 1 hour. Personally, think we'll see a big spike up to that in the next couple of days. Things can move very quickly if you get the right bit of news. But that is a lovely little candle. See how majority of them have been touched. That one's been touched. That one hasn't. I'd be looking for there personally. Cover the top of the structure. Turn it red. Right, so that's given me an hourly area because it hasn't been back there yet. And that was what broke the structure. Now I am waiting for that structure to break because it's just broke that structure.
Okay.
And it's just come back to there. So I'd like to see it break that structure before I look for a position here. So that would be the area at the moment. Just on the sole fact it hasn't been there yet, and that would keep the continuation of the market down to previous lows, the 1 to 8. Don't want to get caught up in all this noise, you know. Yes, we've just had a reaction off here. We broke structure, so you could possibly, if you was looking, you broke structure. If you're looking to ride it back up to that point,
I just want a pot noodle.
that would be
Ride a pot noodle.
what for dinner?
Yeah.
You want? Possibly be that one there with the IPA underneath it. After the push out, it was that engulfing setup really that caused it. But there is that little IPA sat underneath. So that's the move that broke your structure, and it's got 2 flat bottom candles. So I'd possibly look for a bounce off there. Previous highs for a 1 to 6. I mean, if you would go into
have you ever done that, Daddy?
follow the continuation, you could have a 1 to 13. What are you watching?
Have you ever seen this?
I haven't, buddy. I don't watch them programs, do I? So on the internal, we're looking to bounce up to reject off the daily area up here. I mean, if you were to sit in it and ride it, you could look at 63% gains if it didn't come back down, and 63% gains. Keep it at nice 13. Just to the previous, we've had the push, the break, retest, or the drop. Might come back and get its broken structure here. Because we're coming down, in fact, if it was to keep the continuation from here, I'd like to see that broke. Let's get rid of this. Let's get rid of this. But no. 'Cause it's- yeah. Sorry, guys. Louis, please don't. See how it's continuing. So I'd like that to break, which then would give me this logical area for a 15-minute continuation. And again, if we were just to go to previous structure, I'd give you a 1 to 5.
Okay.
Hi, buddy. Let me just stop share. Okay. That's, I don't know how many you read there. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 pairs analysed. Some nice big pushes happened this morning out of London. So I'll probably look to throw some trades on probably tomorrow morning. I'm going to get out swimming with my boy this afternoon and enjoy the weather. That's why we do it, guys. It's the only reason we do it. Spend time with the loved ones. I'll see you on the next video, guys. Bye for now.